Hi, YWAM family. My name is Vikki Wright, and I am from the Arua base in northern Uganda. And I just want to explain to you a little bit of the journey we've been on as a base to respond to the word of the Lord, to our mission about circles, cycles, circuits, the promise of multiplication times 10, the wave, all of these words to the Lord, how we have been receiving them and processing them and trying to apply them at a local base level. So let's go back a few years to 2014 when our leaders met in Singapore, and they returned to our nation and began explaining to us that there was something new taking place in YWAM, and that one of the first things they were doing was to lay down their titles as they began to respond to the call to eldership, and that they were still processing what this meant, but that was a first step that they were taking. And that first step triggered in us many questions. As we read through the Singapore documents, we saw references to tripod message and eldership and all of these different things, and we were asking ourselves, what does this mean? So we began looking through researching, trying to find these signpost messages from the years, the words of the Lord to our mission. And as we gathered them, we began reading them out as a base and saying, what does this mean for us here in Arua? What does this mean at the base level? If we are to prepare the ground for this multiplication, this global wave that is coming, what does that look like for us? So we spent about a year and a half just praying through, processing, and we decided to take a step of faith and move from a traditional base leadership team structure with a base leader to a circle-based leadership with no base leader, but a convener, and everyone having shared leadership. That was the first step we took back in 2016 in January. We were excited and nervous a little bit of how is this going to work, but we began trying. Unfortunately, after about 6 months, South Sudan went back to war. And 3 of our YWAM bases in South Sudan evacuated into Uganda to our base. And we spent the next 6 months just in crisis management, trying to work with our team through the trauma. And in the process, our new leadership circle sort of fell apart and things weren't working as we had hoped. But, looking back, it was not a bad thing, because once we reached a level of stability with our new South Sudanese YWAMers, we were able to start from zero and go with them back through all of those signpost messages and say, guys, this is what we're doing in Arua. This is what we're hearing God saying to YWAM internationally. That means you too. And so we took our South Sudanese team through the same process we had just been through to help catch them up and give them chance to adjust to the new direction God is taking the mission. So just this year, about 6 months ago, we got a new team together to look at, okay, now how do we reform and continue responding to this word of the Lord, to our mission? And that new team came up with a desire that let's have an eldership circle. Let's not have a base leadership circle even. Let's just have an eldership circle of 4 people. And then let's have 2 larger circles. One circle representing the inward ministries that keep the base functioning, like hospitality, maintenance, and so forth. The other large circle representing the outward focused ministries, like refugee ministry, prison ministry, DTS, those kinds of things. And in each of those large circles, we would have a convener, and those large circles would be made up of smaller teams with a team leader. Those team leaders would meet with 2 elders for information and just prayer and planning and vision and leadership development. So now we have a structure that can just keep growing, because new members can come and join these teams, and if we get 3 or more, they form a new team and a new team leader. The elders can invest in those leaders and don't have to make all the decisions. In fact, the more as possible, we push the decision making, the power, the finance out to the ministry teams where the work is actually happening. So this has only started about 6 months ago, but we're really excited about it already, and we're already seeing God blessing that obedience through a new thing that's happening on the DTS, where God is bringing some tribesmen from warring tribes in South Sudan to our base for the DTS. And we believe God said He's going to pour out a spirit of unity and peace on this DTS like never before, that when they go back into South Sudan, they're going to open doors for us in a country that has been closed in a sense because of war. And we're going to be able to go to these tribes where we've never had a foothold before. And we believe God is saying this is the first fruits of the obedience, the hard work of the last 3 years of really pressing into me, holding on to my promises to this mission, grabbing my words and praying them through. How do we apply them to the base level? Because if we want to see this multiplication, it has to reach the base. So we're really excited. We don't know still exactly how this new eldership will work. We're only 6 months into it, so we're not speaking as experts, but we just wanted to share our story. I hope it encourages you. If anybody wants to reach out to us for ideas or brainstorming, you can write to us at YWAM@yahoo.com. God bless you. Bye.